Rosie. Welcome to Spilling the Tequila, the podcast that brings you the tequila spilling energy without the hangover. My name is Grace.
And my name is Sunny Jojo, and welcome to Spilling the Tequila. Welcome back to our normal episodes. As you know, Grace just has been in Las Vegas for BravoCon, and thank you for being our correspondent. Mm-hmm. And thank you to all the new listeners that are out there. We see you. We hear you. We see we've got a lot of listeners from America right now.
Yes.
I don't know if it's an Aussie thing and you like our accents. I'm not sure, but welcome. Keep on listening to us, but we welcome all you Americans. We can see you from Illinois to Charleston to New York to New Jersey. We see you, and welcome to our channel, and thank you for supporting us. And I just want to give a shout out to Claire. I won't say her last name, but Claire wrote us a review on Apple Podcasts. And thanks so much, Claire. That was so nice of you.
That was a very nice review.
It was such a nice review. Now, if any of you out there want to be like Claire and leave us a review, feel free to go to the podcast and we will deposit that $5,000 into your account.
Or we will give you a 5-second shout out on the next episode.
Yeah, true. And then there's so many. The whole episode is just us giving a shout out to everyone.
Half an hour. That's okay.
Yeah. Should we start the show?
We should. We haven't drank tequila in a while, by the way.
We haven't. Do you know what? We will, when we record next week. Oh, just a quick one, everyone. As you know, we do a normal episode that comes out every Tuesday like now. And we also do an episode through the week, which will be a Bravo recap, meaning Grace and I watch all the shows. So once a week, we do a recap on all the shows and give you our tea and our perspective. So that will come back next week, just to let you know. So hang in there if you're those type of listeners.
Yes, exactly.
And then we'll go back to, I think our next recording, I'll come back to the studio near yours and we can have a drink together. We need a big catch up.
Yes, I got the duty-free tequila now.
Oh, yes, God.
New
I didn't
bottles.
even think about that. Oh, I'm ready.
No more 1800, everyone at home. Yay. Okay,
all right.
You start off the show, Sonny.
All right, I'll start. I've got some little things. First of all, do you know the song? I just found this out, and everyone probably knows because I'm the type of guy that's always late to the party. Not late to the party physically in real life, but just late to the party.
Mentally. Yeah,
mentally. You know the song? I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Yeah. You know the bit where it goes, listen to my and don't stain maybe. I always thought that was a girl, and like, who did they feature in on that to sing that? It's actually the singer.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
I thought that was a girl.
You could not tell that was the same voice, just at a higher pitch.
Could not tell? Thought that was a girl.
Wow, you are late to the party. God, what year did that song come out?
I don't know. I think I was young. I think I was in high school when that song came out. So I don't blame you. I was young, dumb, and full of cum. Sorry, that was awful.
Wow. Okay. Well, you learn something new every day.
But if any of you listeners or viewers that watch us on YouTube out there didn't know, please hit me a comment so you can make me feel normal, or I will just be a Nigel and continue.
Nigel, I haven't heard that in so long. Oh, my
really?
goodness.
The word Nigel. Hey,
is that word someone calling themselves Nigel in a long time?
Is that word Australian?
Yes.
And do they use that word? And now that we've got all these American listeners, so in Australia, if someone's a loner, I would say, like, a loner in Australia would say, oh, that's such a Nigel. Yeah.
Yeah, like Nigel, no friends.
Yeah, but where did that come? Where did it stem from?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's probably like how we say, like, exactly, just all the questions.
All the questions that we
If anyone has the answers, we'll interview you. It's probably like saying you're a Karen. Like, where did that come from?
Oh, okay. Sure. I think Karen came from, there's just a lot of Karens out there who complain.
But there's probably a lot of Nigels.
What, that are loners?
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, all the Nigels I know, don't you reckon they're really tall and skinny and white?
How many Nigels do you know? I know 0.
I know 3.
No.
Yes. And one's Asian with glasses.
You know 3 Nigels.
Yeah, one's Nepalese. So he probably chose that name maybe. Oh, no, he was born in Australia, actually. That's a lie. And the other 2 I know, like white, skinny, like glasses.
How old are they?
The First one I said would probably be in his late 20s, and the other two would probably be in their 40s.
Interesting.
Mm.
The only Nigel I know is the cartoon Nigel Thornberry from the Wild Thornberrys.
Oh,
With
that's
the massive nose and the red hair.
I don't know that. I know that I never watched that. I didn't go through that phase. I was a bit too old for that.
Yeah, you missed that boat.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. My second thing is, okay. So do you know when you do it for family members, or I've done it for friends as well, where you buy a lotto ticket for someone, or you buy them scratchies, right? Birthday card, here's some scratchies, or here's a lotto for, Powerball for 60 million. I think it's a good present, right? Because it's just like, if you win, what a great present. Now, my question is, if you buy scratchies for someone, or you buy them a lotto ticket, and they win, are they obliged to give you some money? Obliged? Is that the right word?
I mean, obliged is quite... yeah, I guess so. It is the right word, yeah.
Yes.
It depends how much it is, I think.
Okay, that's a good question. That's why I wanted to just start this debate.
If they won $1,000 on a scratchy...
Yes.
No, I don't think they should give me any money from $1,000 because although it'd be nice to win $1,000, it's not that much money. Like,
to me it is.
No, to me it is too, but I mean in the scheme of life, right?
Okay, no, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if it's like that, no, I would say...
But can I hold on to that? If you bought me a scratchy and I won $1,000,
yeah,
or someone else,
yeah,
yes, you're right. I don't think you need to give them any of that money, but I would take them out to dinner or something like that.
If you won $1,000, I would expect a margarita.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
if you
or
won
dinner. I think a dinner.
$5,000, no. Yes. If you won $5,000, I'd expect like a dinner or a long lunch.
Yes.
If you won 10, I'd probably actually just want a dinner too. And then if you win anything over $100,000, I think it would be nice to have a cash reward.
Yes, I agree. I'm just saying, if I've bought you a lotto ticket and you've won $1 million.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. How much would you think is appropriate for me to give you?
Honestly?
Yeah.
I would be happy to get anything. That would be my answer. If I bought you a lotto ticket, that's me buying it for your birthday or a Christmas present, right? But the chances that I bought you that, and out of the millions of lotto where no one ever wins, and you've won that $1 million, I would expect you to give me something. I can't give a number on it. I would leave it up to the person of them.
Okay. Yes.
But I would expect minimum $10,000.
10,000
minimum. Yes. Why is that? Do you not agree?
10,000.
If you won $1 million and I bought you a ticket and you got $1 million, I would expect you to give me minimum $10,000. I would actually thought you would have gave me more, to be honest.
No.
Really? You would not give me 10 grand if I bought you a ticket and you won $1 million? This is a good debate for our listeners. I love this.
Okay, first of all, it depends. I guess it depends at your stage in life. No, can I finish what I was going to say? I don't know I would give you $10,000, but what I would do was I was going to say give you somewhere between 5 and 8, but then I would do something that we've always dreamed of doing together, right? So like, I'm trying to think of stuff we've dreamt of doing, or
go to Mexico and make our own tequila.
I was going to say, instead of giving you the cash, I would book us like a trip to Mexico. But then you wouldn't get the cash because it's an all expenses paid trip to Mexico to live out our dreams. And it wouldn't be like a stingy, like we're not staying at the Best Western or like the Ibis budget or something. Like we'll be balling and we'll have our own rooms. Like it's not going to be old school where someone's on the fold out. Like we're having like a proper holiday. So it would probably actually be more than 10 grand what's spent. But I wouldn't give you 10 grand cash.
If you bought me a lotto ticket and I won for my birthday and it was $1 million, I would give you like minimum 50 grand and up, like 100%. Because the thing is, I wouldn't have got that money unless you bought that for me, and that's like your good luck.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying.
Good point.
I'm just saying. Like
I'm
that's how I
stingy.
look. I would actually give, and this is it. No, but it's two different people. That's okay. Even if you didn't buy me the ticket and I won $1 million, I'd still give you minimum $5,000.
Yeah, I would give you money if I won the lotto too.
Well, I just bought you the ticket, and you said
I know, but you're flying like business class to Mexico for 3 weeks, all expenses.
I'd rather the 10 grand.
Oh, well, that says a lot about how much you value our dreams. 10 grand.
Got bills to pay, honey. Inflation. Anyway, that's a really, really good topic.
Anyway, $1 million though. If it was Powerball, like if it was like I'm winning $20 million,
yeah,
Sonny, I would buy you a house.
Yes. Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but $1 million, once again, not that much.
I don't know, but I'm just saying it's a good topic for everyone out there.
After winning the lottery.
If you bought a ticket for someone, do you think that you have to give them money if they won? Depends on the amount. Let's cap it at. Grace and I's debate was, I bought her a ticket. She won $1 million. She wouldn't give me $10,000 minimum. That's okay. You can't change it back. She said
I give you between 5 and 8.
5 to 8.
And a trip to Mexico.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Please leave your comments and tell us not who's right, but what decision I should make or Grace should make. We would love to hear back from you.
Yeah, so what would you make based on $1 million?
I already talked.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I meant to the listeners. Anyway,
yeah,
that's contentious.
Yes. And what was the last thing I heard on the weekend? Oh my God, I heard someone say, "Close your legs, I can see your curry puff." How funny is that?
Where do you hang out? Yeah, where did you hear this?
I was at the pub.
Oh my God.
You would have laughed if you heard that, Grace. I know.
I did. I just laughed.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to imagine who said it, whose mouth it came out of.
Not me.
I know it wasn't you, but I'm just trying to imagine the person who said it.
Bogan.
An 85-year-old woman named Ruth.
No, Bogan, white, Australian male, beef whiting, singlet on, footy shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Close your legs, I can see your curry puff.
He should be so lucky.
Anyway, what do you got for me?
Anyway, okay, I've got something very exciting for you, actually. This is just very quickly, because I know you're all about oral health.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And I'm getting very much into oral health now. Not that I was not hygienic before, but now I'm getting like full on into it.
Like how I floss every night and stuff, and I told you.
Yeah, except I'm going to one-up you.
Let's do it together.
Not one-up you, but I have something new for you need to try that I've started doing every morning.
Yeah.
Do you have a tongue scraper?
No, but can I add something in from what you're saying to this?
Yes.
I don't have a tongue scraper, but my whole life growing up, one of the advice, Carmen, my mum, the famous Carmen Gonzalez, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Through my brother, my sister, and I, our whole lives, she always said, but if I was on the phone to her, I'm like, bye, Mum, I love you so much. She goes, Sunny boy. I'm like, yeah. And she goes, darling, don't forget, brush your tongue. No one likes the bad breath. Brush your tongue. And my mum always taught us from the age of whenever, brush your teeth. When you finish, at the end, you get the toothbrush and you go and you gag it to the point where you're like, and you gag and you wash it out. I've done that my whole life. I've slept at my friend's house. They're all like, you're a weirdo. Why'd your mum tell you to do that? I'm like, apparently the bad breath's there. Blah, blah, blah. Having a foreign mum, your friends tease you and stuff. That's so weird. Years later, Colgate starts bringing out those toothbrushes where you
with the back
around and you
clean
you
your
scrape
tongue.
your tongue. So my mum was right the whole time. See, she's ahead of her times. Just to add in, so no, I don't have a scraper, but I brush my tongue every night and morning that I brush my teeth.
I'm going to buy you a scraper because hear me out. I used to brush my tongue since I was a kid as well.
Just not a very good look what you're doing right now, but yes.
Oh, well. And I've always done that, but then I saw this tongue scraper and oh my God, it is disgusting what comes off your tongue. The brush doesn't do it, but it's so satisfying. And in the morning as soon as you wake up, you scrape it off and it's It's vile. It is actually vile, but I feel so clean in my mouth, and I'm getting you one. Like, you need it. You need a tongue scraper.
But are you scraping too much of bacteria that shouldn't be scraped off?
No.
Have you looked into this?
Yes, I have. I've done a lot of research on tongue scraping, what time you should do it, before or after brushing your teeth. Have you drunk water? Have you not? I've researched it a lot, and it is like all this from when you're sleeping, all this bacteria, as you say, not good bacteria, because the good bacteria sort of is in your tongue. This is like a film on top of your tongue from when you're sleeping, and you scrape it all off, and oh my God.
So listeners, if you ever want to know the relationship between Grace and I, this is how close we are. This is something to add to the list. We're already close. We're very, very close friends. Just to add to the list, now we're going to be scraping our tongues together.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, hello, it's better to be this close as friends, but at least we both know that we're very clean, hygienic people.
I love it. You know me.
We're so clean.
So clean. But I think that's why you're actually good friends with me, because I am clean, because I know you hate dirty things and you hate dust as well. And I think you're like, whoa, Sunny hates dust too. That guy's always brushing his teeth, eating chewy. Look, I got chewy now. You know what you should do, actually? Here you go. You should always have extra chewy on you, the pellets, however you want them, because after you eat every day, you should put chewy in your mouth, because it I don't know the scientific thing for it. It gets rid of it basically just cleans your teeth and stuff, and the bacteria and stuff coming from your food acids and stuff. There you go. So chewy, that chewing gum extra, where it says dentist approved, your dentist recommends this. I always wondered why it said that, right?
Yeah.
And then I asked my dentist, and it's because once you put it through after you eat, it gets rid of all the bacteria. You know when you drink wine, and you and I are drinking wine or something, and then if you go away, you can just feel that, like, it just feels like a film over your teeth or something. You just need that chewy to. Oh, that's why, because the chewy builds saliva, and saliva builds good bacteria for your teeth and your mouth. You know when you don't have any chewy and your mouth gets dry from like not having water and having wine or eating food, and it gets like that parched that taste in your mouth where you feel like bad breath is coming.
Dirty,
that's because you're not building any saliva. So when you're eating chewy, it's just constant like saliva going in your mouth, going around. So it's just like moisturizing it all. That's a good way of putting it.
Oh, interesting. Another good tip.
I can't believe you thought we're going to talk about the same thing, as if I wouldn't talk about I haven't gotten to
my next thing. That was just a little tidbit.
As you know, Grace and I, when we do our show, she brings something to the table. I don't know what she's speaking about, and I bring something to the table, vice versa. And it's good that way, because it's natural how it comes out for this podcast, which you guys can probably tell how much shit we talk.
Natural.
But Grace is like, oh, I hope we're not going to talk about the same thing today. And it was about. I thought it was the tongue scraper.
This is what I'm about to talk about, that I hope we're not going to talk about the same thing today.
Oh.
Because we have talked about this before, but there's obviously updates on it. Have you seen the latest out of the Danish royal family? What's going on with Prince Frederick?
Like Prince Frederick that's married to Mary, the Australian, the future king? No, what happened? Is this goss? Is this tea?
There's photos, everyone. Royal scandal brewing. Crown Prince Frederick of Denmark has been photographed spending the night in another woman's apartment.
Oh, sad.
So there's photos. And obviously, allegedly, we always say allegedly, you don't know the story behind closed doors, what goes on. But, looking at the photos looks fairly incriminating for what we believe to be a monogamous marriage.
How do those photos get released?
Tapped.
Yes, you go.
A Spanish media outlet alleges to have revealing photographs that they exposed of a relationship between Prince Frederick and divorced Spanish aristocrat, and her name sounds like a Spanish soap opera, Genoveva Casanova.
Oh, she sounds hot.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's these photos. He is going into her apartment at 1 a.m. is when it's time stamped, and leaves wearing different clothing at 8:30 a.m. that day. And so what makes this even more horrendous is that right now the Spanish royal family are in Denmark on a visit. And so Mary and Frederick have all these like engagements and events with this family, who she's not a member of the family or anything, but it's still like Spain. It's too close to home. And Princess Mary has to like sit there with a smile on her face while all this is coming out. Like, how horrendous is that?
Yeah. It's not good at all. It's no, what are you laughing at?
Yeah.
No, because like my mind's just thinking like I have a lot of Danish friends. So one thing that I do know is Princess Mary, for anyone that doesn't know much about the Danish royal family, they're one of the oldest royal families in the world. They're also related to the English royal family. Princess Mary is actually from Australia. She's from Tasmania, and she met Prince Frederick in the year 2000 Olympics that were in Sydney. And he was known. He's actually a good-looking guy. He's a future king of Denmark. How some royals that just look inbred? Like, he's a good-looking one.
He's attractive, yeah.
Yeah, he's attractive, and he was known as the bachelor in Europe, right? Like, he's going to be the future king. He's good-looking. He's single. Every woman wants him. Like, what woman wouldn't want him? Like, to be the future queen, be a princess. It's, it's your fairy tale, right? That's bred into you. So he couldn't find the right woman, so he goes to Sydney Olympics, meets in this dingy pub called the Slip-In in the city, and meets this lady called Mary. She's Australian, and lies to her and says he's a backpacker and he's backpacking around Australia. Months later, they fall in love. He tells her the truth. I'm actually the future king of Denmark. She doesn't believe him. She's like, what about the guy that you were traveling with? He goes, that's not my friend. It's actually my security. Then, years later, within a year, she learned how to speak fluent Danish to give that back to people. And she's also had 4 kids. So she's done her job as a royal, give heirs, learn the language. And one thing about the Danish people, they love her. She's very popular, very, very, very popular. And the saddest thing about these, they're a very popular couple, each to their own. Everyone has their ups and downs. People cheat. I believe people should get a second chance. I am a big believer in second chances. None of us are perfect. But yes, it is sad now, because what comes from this? Does she forgive him? Does she divorce him and move on? Like, it's sad. Like, it's
terribly sad. Yeah. And I think the worst part is the photos, because
Show me the photos. On the screen for the viewers that watch us on YouTube.
Well, yeah, I'll just get them back up. But I think the worst part now is that because there's the photos out there, like this is just one of them.
Wait, put it up. Wait, is that him and the Spanish chick on the right?
Yes.
Oh, that's not. I thought it was like in the bedroom.
No, going into the apartment, there's the photos and him leaving that morning in different clothes.
Yeah, okay, cool. For listeners out there, I don't know now. This could be just totally, I don't know.
Well, I said alleged. But what I'm saying, right, is even if it's totally innocent, which, look, if I was married, I wouldn't be comfortable with my husband going to a very attractive single woman's apartment at 1 a.m. and then leaving the next morning in different clothes. Like, that wouldn't fly with me. But anyway, I just think the worst part of this now is that because it's out there and it's in print and pictures of it, not just like sort of gossip, everyone now is going to like follow Mary with that in the back of their minds. Do you know what I mean? Like, is she going to divorce him? Is she going to do this? Are they actually happy? Are they together? Are they pretending to be together? Like, it's going to be forever. That's what's going to be like a marker of their relationship.
That's
true.
Which
is sad.
But look, yeah, it is sad. But as you know, being like a royal or a celebrity or anything that's in the public eye like that, they're used to this. Even if what I'm saying is, if he's not cheating and he didn't cheat, that's fine. They don't care what everyone's thinking like that. They can move on with their lives because they're the ones that know the truth. But it could be when you were describing it, I was picturing like him in the bed and she's in the bed with like red satin sheets and there's like
how would a photographer, how
someone's
would a
got their
paparazzi
camera
get
and
in there?
zoomed in the window and see them in bed. You showed me the picture and it's them just walking and I'm like, okay.
That's one of the, anyway, I'll send you a video with the other pictures. The other pictures are kind of hard to find because I think the royal family's obviously scouring the internet like Kris Jenner does when a picture of the Kardashians comes out that she doesn't want out there. So the photos are kind of hard to find, but I'll send you the TikTok so you can watch. What
do you think?
I think it's look.
I'm not gonna give you my verdict.
Okay. If nothing happened in that apartment,
yes.
If nothing happened, because it's entirely possible, I would still be interested to know why he felt the need to stay at another woman's apartment overnight while his wife is in New York. I just think it's shady. They might have an open relationship behind
correct, like swingers,
doors.
yeah.
Yes, we don't know, but
which is very common these days, actually, like very common.
Yes, but if they're not, I don't think any good can come from that. I don't think there's any way that like a future king, because if it was someone who like ended up in Spain and they've run out of money and they've locked out of their hotel and like, oh my God, I have to stay at this chick's house, like, okay, but you're the king. Like you can't lose your hotel key. Like you can't.
I don't know. We'll see what comes out of it, because what I was going to say is it could be that that's one of his best friends and he was catching up with her and these rooms they have, these people are rich, so he probably has his own guest room and he's like, hey Mary, I'm sleeping at Grace's place. Oh, okay, no problems, I'm just in New York. Like, we just don't know this. Like, we're just seeing it.
Of course we don't.
That's what I mean. So yes. I have positive hopes for it. I really see the good in everyone, and I know they're such a good couple. They've had 4 kids. They're very well known for how much they love each other. So I think I just couldn't. I don't know. There's people that are like cheaters and there's people that are not cheaters. I just don't see him as a cheater, even though he's like a good-looking future king that used to be a player. I
hope not too.
Yeah.
I hope that that's the case.
Yes, exactly.
Very much so. But anyway, I had the scoop there on you, didn't I?
You did, but no, not that I don't think that's news that I would know.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere on my TikTok.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I haven't been on TikTok today. No. I watched the news.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. That's too depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. To finish the show, we had a great idea from one of our listeners, didn't we?
We did. Mm-hmm. We had a listener write in saying the story of Grace's mum, Aka, Kris Jenner, at BravoCon in Las Vegas that was going around trying to catch the celebrities by going to, what's her name? Meredith Marks from Salt Lake City. Meredith. And then Craig Conover from
Southern Charm
going, Craig like that. A lot of the listeners found your mum very funny,
mm-hmm.
And said we need some more Kris Jenner stories, the Chronicles of Kris we're going to call it.
Chronicles of Kris, yes.
And I think Grace has a new story about her mum.
I do. This one's also a celebrity encounter, but probably one of the final celebrity encounters we have with Kris Jenner, honestly. And I'm really happy to be publicly sharing this story. It's going to give me great joy. When I was a teenager, I went on a holiday once again with my mum and my dad, and we were flying from LA to New York. And sitting across the aisle from us, diagonally in the row behind us, was Chris Noth, aka Mr. Big from Sex and the City. Yes, whom we were major fans of. And I was always Team Mr. Big. You haven't watched Sex and the City, Sonny, but you will.
I know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also, lesser known, Chris Noth was on the original Law and Order, and we were also
that's where I know him from.
Mega fans of that, right? So anyway, I'm young and a teenager, and I was like, oh my God, Chris Noth is on the plane. Chris Noth is just there. And he's sitting behind my dad. And Mum's like, oh my God, we have to say something. It's Chris Noth. And I said, yes, but I don't think we should bother celebrities on planes. Like, they're just like us, you know.
What was he wearing? And is he really tall? Because he looks like a giant on, like, in TV.
Yeah, he's tall. I think he was just in, like, jeans and a sweater, from what I can recall. And anyway, Kris Jenner says, I know what we do. We won't bother him. We'll write him a note and drop it off.
What do you mean a note? Oh, your mum's crazy already. Like, I love her story.
Instead of making a scene, right, on the plane and being like, oh my God, Chris Noth, Chris.
Right.
Right. We'll write him like a little note, just drop it to him and say nothing at all.
What?
Which at the time,
I have so many questions. What do you write on the note?
Okay,
and
how do you
drop it? Do you scrunch it and peg it at him?
No. It was incredibly smooth, this whole procedure, because we talked about it for an hour very quietly. Okay, so what we did was we wrote this note. This note was very kind. I want to say first and foremost, it was a conscious decision that we said we love you on Law and Order, and we didn't even mention Sex and the City because we thought he'd be so sick of that. Everyone out there would be like, oh, Mr. Big. We didn't even mention that. We were the OG, like, we're a fan of Law and Order. It was like a week before my birthday, so we wrote, oh, it's my daughter's 16th birthday or whatever soon, blah, blah, blah. And I think and then we just said, we're from Australia and we're big fans. We would love an autograph, please. We would love an autograph. Or if we could push the friendship for a photo. We will not bother you on this flight. All the best. Duh.
You already have. You've just sent him a death letter.
No, it was very polite. It is
polite.
It's no cute. Nonsense.
And making it not distracting with everyone on the plane, and you're asking for permission before it happens.
Exactly. So we knew no one else on this flight was going to notice, or if they did, they weren't jumping up and down, like trying to get a photo. So anyway, she gets up, she's going to the bathroom. On her way to the bathroom, she puts the note on like the tray table and says, I won't bother you, or something very polite.
My God, he probably thought like he was getting a booty call from this woman dropping him a note on the plane, like, meet me in the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so she comes back, we sit down, we're like, right, we're not looking at him for the rest of the flight. Like, we're not even going to look in that direction. We'll respect his privacy.
Good.
Right. So we sit there, 6 hours later, plane lands, look over, the note's moved. So the note has been read, right? And you know those dickheads on a plane where as soon as the seatbelt signs off, they're up and they're in the aisle and they're just like pushing around and yeah, exactly.
The doors aren't even opened. It's so annoying.
The jet bridge isn't even on the thing. What are you going to do? Jump out the emergency exit? Dickhead. Anyway, so he's one of those guys. That's what I want to say. Chris Noth is one of those guys. Anyway, he obviously can't get off the plane because the door's not open. And where he is in the aisle is standing in the aisle directly next to where my mum is sitting. And if there is one thing you do not do to Kris Jenner, it is ignore her or not respect her or not even politely say, no, thanks, I'm not in the mood. So what she does is she gives him a whack across the legs. And
Wait,
says,
she hit his legs?
Mm-hmm.
She's crazy. What do you mean? How did she hit where? Like on his like thighs or shins or knees? Like how
like
up?
Across his knees where her hand line was. Not thighs, not intrusive.
Yeah.
Just gave him a whack and said, well. And he looked down like he was looking at the scum of the earth and said, well, I don't know what I could have done. And she's staring at him and she says, I don't know, sign the piece of paper. And he goes, well, I'll catch up with you out there. He walks around the corner of the plane to get off because the doors are open at this point. He flings his head back around that wall where you go behind, looks at me with just like utter disgust and goes, oh, happy birthday, by the way, and walks off. Now, this was the Chronicles of Chris, but I just want to say, oh, wow.
That's gross.
Yeah, I know. And I just realized his was Chris too. His name's Chris. It's too many Chris's in this story.
Ugh.
And what I want to say to the people out there, the lesson of this Chronicles of Chris is B-listers who think that they're A-listers, no good will come from them, ever, ever. They think they're too famous, too big for their boots. And look at where he is now. Cancelled.
Did he get cancelled?
He did, for sexual assault.
Oh, so maybe it's, like,
hey, called it.
But like, look, you know what I'm like. I'm a Libra. I see things from both sides of the story, and I like to debate that. And for the listeners listening, because they're trying to picture it, how it happened, the way you described it, I agree with you and your mum. First of all, the way that you did it politely. You wrote it in a letter. You're 16 years old, sweet 16. That's very big in America. You're a big fan of him, and you said either sign it or, if you can, a photo. Now, my question is, he got that note, saw that, could have got a pen if he didn't have one. Maybe
he was doing a crossword. He was doing a crossword.
Okay. See, this is good for the listeners. He was doing a crossword, so he had access to a pen.
Yes.
All he had to do was flip the paper around and say, happy birthday, love Chris North, whatever, and stuff like that. And then, when he got off, gave the paper back and then got off and thought, I'm good now. Here it is. And I didn't, I don't want to do the photo. Photo's different. I totally get it. You're on a plane. It's very cramped, but he could have just done the note. The fact that he didn't do the note and he had a pen, and the fact that he didn't do photo, but my question is, sorry, this is for the listeners as well. How did he know it was for you? So when the plane stopped, how did he know who to give it to and stuff like that? That's where I'm a bit confused in the story.
Because she dropped it off to him.
And so how did he know where she was sitting?
Because we were across from him in the aisle.
Oh,
he was so right there.
Oh, yeah. He's right there. Right. Okay.
And also, I just want to make the point about this whole thing, right? It is not that Chris North didn't sign the piece of paper. It was the self-importance that he thought he could just walk off and nothing would happen and like ignore that it happened. Whereas if I met someone, right, someone famous, and they're on the street and they're normal, like Jennifer Aniston, say, and I said, oh my God, Jennifer, like, I'm a big fan of your work. Could I please have a photo? And she goes, oh, look, honey, like, thank you so much, but no. Or can I have an autograph? Or thank you so much, but no, I'm just not in the headspace. Fine. I
acknowledged
that.
You. They acknowledged.
Exactly. There's a human being on the other end of this note. You're staring at them. You are so bewildered that they follow up and they have the nerve to talk to you again. Like, give me a break. You are not that famous, Chris North.
Right. And you know what? It's also a shame as well because, look, they say, and you were a fan of him, I should say. You were. And you're right. Fair enough. You'd understand. And like, I'm so sorry. I'm not in the headspace and I apologize. But the fact that you're right, he didn't even acknowledge you, kind of like Erin from Housewives of Roni in BravoCon, just not even giving people eye contact.
Yes.
You're right. That's kind of like, who do you think you are? Like, you need us to support you. I wasn't asking for anything outrageous. It was my 16th. My mum did this to do something nice and it got rejected. Like, it's embarrassing for him and kind of makes you feel embarrassed that you did something wrong and it didn't go through, Like, that's sad. I know that feeling.
Completely. And also, I just think that kind of behavior, right, is like the same type of people who would ignore a receptionist or be rude to a waiter.
Which, as I said to you, when I used to waiter back in the day, I couldn't find this guy a seat because we were booked out. And he grabbed my arm and said, I'm a lawyer. I'm up here. You're a waiter. You're down here. That's how the world works. Now fucking get me a chair. And that's what he said to me. Yes. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
People think they can do this. I know.
Mm-hmm. So the Chronicle of Chris, or the lesson to be learnt here, is always call out that behaviour. Never accept it.
Correct. And good on you, Chris, doing that for your daughter. Doing that for your daughter for her sweet 16th, but also how mothers have mother instincts to protect their baby. She was protecting her baby because he didn't even acknowledge you. So by her going, hey, so what? What did you want me to do? And that's even like rude by him saying that. Like, oh, happy birthday, by the way.
Yes. Like, shut up and go away.
He could have actually got up and said, what was I supposed to? He could have got up, not signed it, not done the photo, got up, waited for the doors to open, looked over and said, happy sweet 16th, I hope you have a good one, and then get off the plane.
Yeah, that's
that could have been his easy way out. Yeah.
Cancelled.
What do you listeners and viewers think out there about Chris Noth? Are we over-exaggerating, or was he a complete arsehole?
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever met Chris Noth?
Yes.
If you're listening
Who out there has ever met? Have you met Chris Noth? And if you did, was he rude? Because this could just be one example. Like we said, we don't know what was going through his mind at the moment. Something bad could have happened. You know, his cousin could have died that day and he's on his way to the funeral. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you met Chris Noth, and was he rude? Write into us at spillingthetequila@gmail.com and let us know.
Yes.
Get him cancelled again. No, I shouldn't say things like that.
No, he's cancelled already. He can't get any more cancelled.
So what, he touched someone, like he raped someone or touched someone, or?
Oh, I don't think it was rape, but it was, I think it was on the set of Law and Order.
Wait, was this before Sex and the City or after?
Before.
Okay. Oh, but it's just come out now.
He was very touchy-feely and sort of saying things and very inappropriate. Sexual harassment, should we say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, thanks, guys. That was Chronicles of Chris. Chronicles with Chris. You don't know what story you're going to get next. But that's a wrap for us, is it?
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. Once again, thank you to all of our new listeners. Thank you for subscribing as well. We can see you subscribing. And thank you for the comment. And thank you for the review. It's been a good week for us on our podcast. We really do appreciate it. Grace got so happy, and so did I. So thank you. Remember, every episode drops every Tuesday, and we do a Bravo recap once a week as well, which that will be back next week. So hang in there, because I know there's a lot of listeners that love the Bravo.
Desperate for it.
And we will see you soon. And Grace, I can't wait to see you in real life and give you a hug.
Yes.
A shot.
Ditto.
Yeah, we need to hang out.
I can't wait to scrape your tongue for you.
Oh, God. Makes me sick, but I love it.
I know. Me too.
All right, guys.
Thank you, guys.
The comment, review, and we will speak to you soon. My name is Sonny Joe.
My name is Grace. And this is Spilling the Tequila.